1914, prologue. Great Britain enters the war on the 4th of August 1914. Kitchener, the War Secretary, calls for volunteers. 350,000 sign up in August. 450,000 in September. Kitchener foresaw a war of attrition, unlike many others, both British and German, who thought it would be over by Christmas. These recruits would not enter the war until the Battle of Loos in summer 1915. Although I have taken the liberty of placing my 2 volunteers at the first Battle of Ypres in November 1914. By then, most of the original British Expeditionary Force, 100,000 men, which was a quarter of the British regular army, was wiped out, being replaced by more regular soldiers, colonial troops and territorials. The Maxim design machine gun was employed by the main belligerent countries, and in a crossfire situation, these killing machines could lay down an effective curtain of fire of about 400 rounds per minute each, through which the advancing soldiers were expected to just walk. The Maxim was accurate at 1¼ miles and effective up to 2¼. The men waiting in the trenches would know all about this, and the British and French tactics of offensive operations made them vulnerable to the exceptional defensive capabilities of this terrible machine gun. 1914, August to November. Hey up, Jack, are you coming with me? I'm joining up in the blasted army. I'm off to France for a bit of fun, and it'll beat working for a bit, and you get to fire a gun. Nay, lad, I don't fancy much the fighting bit. It's not that I'm scared, or at least bit for it. But I've just got wed, and there's a bab on way. And happened the missus wouldn't like it if I went away. Oh, come on, Jack. We won't be gone long. We'll be back by Christmas for a good old sing-song. Have a last fling afore you settle down and you're stuck here, flogging yourself in this bloody factory town. All right then, lad. You've talked me round. I fancy seeing a bit of foreign ground. And missus will be proud of me, marching through town with me rifle, boots, puttees and khaki brown. Bloody hell, Jack, it's November already, and we're bogged down here at Ypres. We've seen plenty of foreign ground, but it's been somewhat flung around, and now it's lying about in Great Ypres. Ypres made taller by trenches going down deep, and I can't remember when I last had a decent sleep. And my boots are wet, and my socks are soggy, and there's no solid ground, and everything's boggy. Talking of bogs, I'll have to go quick. I've got trench foot, diarrhea, and I'm feeling sick. I hope it's where it was when I went last and Jerry's not blown it up with a bloody shell blast. Trouble with these trenches is, you need a map just to find a bog and have a crap. Jack, why did I let you talk me into coming over here? It couldn't have been my idea. Had we had too much beer? Bloody hell, Jack, this Ypres thing is fair going on. And the regular British Army, mostly it's gone, blown to hell in smithereens. What once was lads, now memories, has-beens. But us Kitchener recruits are holding the line, but it's getting to me, and I'm not feeling fine. I'm cold and I'm wet, and I'm cheesed off with being shot at. And as for that sergeant, am I the only one being got at? If he prods me again with his bayonet to push me up top, I swear I'll have him. He'll be one for chop. Words out, Jack. We're up top at first light. I don't want to go, Jack. I don't want to fight. And we won't get a wink of sleep tonight. We are guns shelling them, trying to blow them to shite. And we know damn well as soon as they stop, the Hun with the machine gun up top will up pop. I don't want to go, Jack. I don't want to fight. I don't want to go over top at first light. I'll kill that bloody sergeant if he prods me in back, but you'll stick with me though, won't you, Jack? I don't want to go, Jack. I don't want to fight. I don't want to go over top at first light. It's not bloody fighting, Jack, it's bloody slaughter. It's men doing to men what they shouldn't oughta. And once up top, Jack, we'll not have much chance. We'll step and we'll stumble in death's final dance. We'll dance a dance grotesque to Maxim's tune, slaves to chance and wheel of fortune. But we'll make it through. You'll watch me back. You'll stick with me though, won't you, Jack? Our barrage is gone, Jack. It won't be long before that blasted whistle blows our swan song. But we'll be all right. We'll make it, eh? We'll get through it to see another day. Bloody whistle's gone. It's up and all, Jack, before that bugger prods me in back. Christ, that Maxim's already started its deathly stutter, and me stomach's melting and me heart's a flutter. I'm sloshing through mud, Jack, falling in shell holes and stuff. And remember when at home we're out drinking, we joked we'd had enough. Well, I've had enough of this, Jack. I can't stand no more. I've had enough of being spattered with others' blood and gore. My head's gone, Jack. I'm screaming and yelling. I'm not. My head's gone, Jack. I'm screaming and yelling. I can see their lines. They'll soon know what I'm selling. I'm getting closer. I've one up spout, Jack. I can see Maxim's flashes from its muzzle black. I'll have him yet, Jack. I'll get revenge for you. I know it was me talked you into this devil's brew. I'll have him yet, Jack. Don't you fret. I've just got to get a bit closer yet. Oh, God, bloody hell, that hurts. And I'm sinking in mud. My guts are spilling, Jack. And I'm pouring blood. The bastard's got me. He's cut me near in two. It'll not be long, Jack, before I'll be with you. Just a footnote here. Life for the many poor working class before the war years was not good. And it's no wonder many joined up early on. Factory life was hard and the hours long, conditions were bad and money was short. Many, not yet cottoning on to the reality of modern trench warfare, may have seen it as an escape from a miserable existence, and with more money, regular money, coming in. By 1916, food was short. Volunteers were drying up as the realities of the front filtered back home, despite government propaganda. Conscription was brought in. But for every 9 men of conscription age, 2 were unhealthy, 3 were physical wrecks, and 1 was a chronic invalid. And remember, there was no National Health Service in those days, and the war had soaked up already the best of the fittest. Throughout the working class, malnutrition was common. An average working class lad of 15 years old would be 5 foot 3 inches tall. An average upper class lad of the same age would be 5 feet 7 inches. When our working class volunteers joined up, more than likely their diet would improve with army food. My mother was born in 1914, therefore she would not remember much, if anything, of the war. But in later years, she remembered her mother, my grandmother, having to ask the doctor to call to have a look at one of the children who was very ill. And you didn't call the doctor unless you were very ill. Tearfully wringing her hands, she explained to the doctor that she couldn't pay him as she'd no money. The doctor said, "Dunna you worry yourself, Mrs. Charlesworth. Let them pay as can." Things are a little different these days, aren't they?